have you here. How do you like WoW Summit Bangkok this year?
Thank you. Well, it's the first time for me in Bangkok, not the first time at the WoW Summit.
Yeah.
But I'm positively impressed because I was thinking that there will be just a community of developers who don't have anything to do with business, but actually there was lots of really interesting business people. Okay. And what we could see, beautiful startups, really cool developers even coming here to check it out, how it is. The curiosity is nice. And of course the community of very interesting and big companies, like the exchanges we could see, be it Thai regulated or regulated outside of Thailand, really good.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of business opportunities for everyone who attended.
Yeah, and you're partners with WoW Summit for a long time. Can you tell me the story?
Yeah, we are partners with the WoW Summit since I think almost 3 years. Our company hosts events in Davos in Switzerland every year, and together with the WoW Summit we host it all over the world. We help WoW Summit to organize a startup competition to attract more investors and startups and help them to close the deals, and close the deals in the most compliant manner, since I'm compliance officer in Switzerland. Okay. We do check and track the source of funds as well as the full due diligence on both startups and investors. Okay. It's not everyone who has money can and should be investors in the startups, because the history matters, the reputation matters, and especially in Switzerland we do know that it's a very small country. Everybody knows each other. So the moment you make a mistake or you actually take the funds that you shouldn't, ruins a lot, and it's very difficult to recover. But not to make this mistake, and in order not to, you need to follow certain scope of rules of compliance, and we help them to do that and really close the deals. So it's not just matchmaking, it's the smart money matchmaking.
Yeah, that's great to have such people and companies like yours to help these like startups and both like investors to do these matches. And speaking about startup competitions, like how many projects attended this year, and like what are your impressions in general from the competition?
Well, I can tell you that today the price for Bitcoin, which we see, it's not the price of Bitcoin what we saw like 2-3 months ago when the startup competition started. So startups are very cautious about actually where they participate, and we can see that there are different startups submitting their applications in different periods of the market growth. I'm not even talking about the regions. So this year we had a lot of very interesting projects. I think more than 150 applications. Wow. Out of those we had to choose top 10, and then the startup competition took place on the 11th of 11th, so we thought, okay, why don't we do 11th, top 11? Okay. And then it was like 11 o'clock, top 11, 11th of November. Yeah. And so we had to choose the top 11 startups, but then I can tell you not everyone could come, unfortunately. I really hope that for the next WoW Summit we will have the budget allocated for the winners to support them in the trip at least. Okay. Because that would be really good. Even though we don't talk really to the startups who are in a very early stage, we're not like working even with the angel investors. It's a completely different community in the mindset. But still, I think that would be a good gesture to provide tickets and accommodation for the competing startups. Okay, that's great to know for the next year. Yeah. So, and do you accept any kind of project that just wants to build in Web3? Not wants to build, but build. Okay. We accept the projects who are in the Web3 field, already having the working product. Okay. Not exactly working from perspective of the revenue, but in the testing mode at least. So we know this is more than just an idea. We all have great ideas, but there is a huge gap between the idea and the execution. Yeah. Yes, and this gap is filled in with action. And as you know, many people talk, not many people do. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's exactly the same for startups and for any company. Yeah. So we want to see that you do, the project does, and we can see like one click, for example, I think you got the interview with them. This is one of the success stories of the WoW Summit, when you could see how over the years they are not just talking but doing, and how they grow, and how they attract new investors, how they grow their product, how they go through technical challenges. They work in the cross-chain field, right? Yeah. So this is like a very good example of how to do.
Yes.
So we even this year we even took them as the example of the company which is actually doing, and the other startups can learn from them.
Cool.
So I guess they will close the round after this WOW Summit, and we will have more success stories for future.
Cool, cool. As you are connected to investors, are there any like niches that they are looking into right now? Can you?
Well, it's you know what? There's one very important thing that nobody should forget. There are more money than good projects.
Okay.
There is no lack of money in the world.
Yeah.
Just a lot. And where to allocate them? How to trust that this project, this startup, will be good use for your money.
Yeah.
That they will not spend it over. And whether this idea really will fly. This trust issue and proof of, work in the sense of startup.
Yeah.
This is something that's the bottleneck for the whole process.
Yeah, understood.
But there is definitely enough money for everyone and enough interest for everyone. And like in personal life, I do believe that everybody will find their perfect partner. The same as the startups, they will find their perfect investor. And then the rest will grow from it.
Cool. Yeah, and moving forward to 2025, do your company has any like goals to achieve? Can you share some of them, or maybe some things in the roadmap that you can share?
Well, first of all, in 2025, every year we start with World Economic Forum and the MTech Invest events.
Yeah.
In Davos in January. It's always a third week of January, so we are excited about that. This year is no exception. We are hosting their events with amazing partners.
Yeah.
From Switzerland, also from abroad. And further down the road, we do plan another WOW Summit in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And hopefully in a couple of other countries that are in negotiation pipeline right now.
Yes.
This is from the events perspective. From the personal perspective, we have a holding of companies where we have a Swiss regulated digital asset exchange, where we have the technological company based in Switzerland with more than 20 developers providing white label solutions and different kind of platforms for fintech and crypto companies.
Yeah.
We have the administration solution for whatever or whoever wants to establish the business in Switzerland. And we also have compliance block. So I do hope that all those companies will grow together and separately. And we have an amazing team behind it. So just a lot of work to do.
Of course, yeah. Wishing you great success.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.